Want to destroy a culture, let young women be the influencers to set the culture. And I know you're not supposed to say that, and now I used to be on the internet, but it's true. If you want to have a ruined culture, let the youngest, least mature women have the highest influence. And that's the world that we live in. We live in a day that beats men down, it doesn't build them up, it teaches women to be independent, not in love, live a life separated from God and from their father and from their husband, and the result is misery.
So let me get this straight. So many modern day women think that they're the prize because basically they're a functioning adult and they pay their bills. Like, congratulations for paying your electric bill. I guess that means you deserve princess treatment. Meanwhile, these women are ill-mannered, don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to take constructive criticism, they only know how to focus on negative behaviors instead of positive behaviors, they have unhealed trauma that they constantly project onto other people, they're selfish and entitled and expect everyone to cater to them while they give nothing in return. They have poor time management, they don't have any priorities in place, they don't know how to focus, they don't know what they really want in life, which is why they dabble in everything and sleep around. They prefer negative attention rather than no attention at all. Their idea of positive friendships is how many followers they have, and their reputation online is more important than who they are in real life. Dismissive to anybody's feelings or opinions if it doesn't validate them. They bully people while simultaneously preaching women empowerment, but yet they have so much to bring to the table because they're a functioning adult and they pay their bills.
That girl's so mad she came out of the pharmacy and started talking down on these women. I gotta go pick up my medicine real quick. But when I got back, y'all women about to get it.
And I get home before she gets up.
Yeah.
So she has no idea that I'm gone. Mike does. I've left a couple times and he's been awake out in the backyard. And he's woken up. I've come home and he's awake. And he's in the garage or something like that. So I know he knows I'm still gone when he wakes up. Right. He hasn't asked or said anything. It's none of his business what I do. None.
No.
I'm not going to tell him. He doesn't need to know. And
for any of his business, you're Tracy's.
right.
And even that's none of his business.
Right. Like, he doesn't need to know where I'm going. None. Like, I leave the house all the time. Like, because I'll go and see Anthony, and, like, during the week, I'll just go over to his house and say hi. I'll only be over there for, like, 40 minutes, and then I'll come home or whatever.
This is something that I honestly been pondering on actually for a few years now. I remember what the Bible said about women and you know, like the evil spirit, what the Bible says about the Jezebel spirit, and, you know, things I see that women do, things I know and heard that women do. The paternity issue, how these women lay next to a man for years, looking a kid in the eyes for years, knowing there's no relation, how good men get stomped out, how kids are just used for a check. I've come to the conclusion that I think women are just pure evil. Like, I really think women are just pure evil. Women are naturally evil beings, I believe. And only a woman who's honest about our natural nature of being deceptive can change it. Like, for example, I know that naturally there's a selfish, gimme, I want that type of way about me. So, about people, period, but especially women. So if you can't be honest and say that that's in there, then you can't deal with it and address it. And so I've noticed that the women who say they're the dopest, they're the this, they're the that, are usually the worst, because you have to acknowledge the beast in you in order to tame it. And so I really just think most women are natural evil, period. I just think they're evil. And not even just how they deal with men and kids makes them evil, but how they deal with each other. Women are so jealous, deceptive, conniving. Like, you can just feel the evil when you are in the presence of certain women. You can walk in a room and you just feel the daggers. You just feel that demonic spirit. Women are evil. I don't care what nobody say. Women are untrustworthy, deceitful.
I'm glad you said people, period, because it's usually only the men that have to confront this. It's usually only the men that have to admit that they have problems. But But when it comes to a woman, she's perfect. She's a 10. There's no flaw.
Sweetheart, after 5 years of marriage and 4 babies, and I recently started dating, and let me tell you something that I've noticed we do. Myself and several of my friends have gotten out of either marriages or long-term relationships that were abusive, either physically, emotionally, verbally, toxic. Maybe the partner didn't hold their weight, whatever. I'm not just speaking to my experience. And I've noticed something, that we start dating and we meet someone and they're doing the bare minimum and we think it's everything.
This is another narrative that's just getting old. Like, how the does it take you 5 years, but not only 5 years, okay, you're kind of dumb, you're naive, you don't know any better, but 4 children? So he was toxic and abusive and all of these things for 5 years, and you still decided to pop out 4 children with him. Like, make that make sense. Like, is it one of those situations where you think that a baby is going to make the relationship better? But then what gets me is you literally tell on yourselves, because then you say you have a bunch of friends that are going through the same thing or have been through the same thing. And what do you think that is? Y'all are in each other's ears talking about how miserable y'all are. One person will say, oh, my husband's manipulative. So what does that do? You start to think, oh, maybe my husband is manipulative too. So you start seeing him as a liar, a cheater, doesn't tell the truth, is a horrible person, because all of your friends are also in your ear. But not only that, is your friends, once they become single, will then make you think that the grass is greener on the other side. So you all end up divorced, miserable, and unhappy, supposedly because of a toxic relationship. If it's so toxic, then why did you have 4 children? Why didn't you stop at 1 child? Because you knew long before you had baby 2, 3, and 4 that he was toxic. And then you all get online and talk about the bare minimum this and the bare minimum that, and the dating scene sucks. But what have you actually done to heal yourself other than break up your family and talk on the internet? Like, really? And the funny thing about it is you're going to actually expect somebody else who's not the father of your children to take on 4 kids willingly. Like, what delusional world are y'all living in? And if he has kids of his own, guess what? You end up with like 6 kids. Like, it's just freaking wild to continuously come on the internet and talk about how abusive somebody is when you chose to have 4 children with him. You have friends that are divorced and miserable, and y'all are doing the same, expecting a different result. Okay, bye.
Do you guys remember the viral video of the woman that was ending her marathon? Like, she was almost to the finish line, and then her kids came running at her, and the dad was like behind the gate, and he allowed the kids to go running towards her, and then she like ignored them and kept on running. And then everyone started stitching that video and started hating on the dad for allowing the kids to go run towards the mom and like ruin her moment. Yeah, well, if you didn't remember, I'm reminding you.
Pick up your hand and hit a man, and the man gives you exactly the same thing back. Don't be surprised that you're on the floor and he wasn't. He's a man.
Do you think it's okay for a man to hit a woman?
It's never okay. It's never okay. However, there are some situations where I could see how it got there, but it shouldn't get there, because you should be able to walk away. You should have the gumption to walk away. However, as a woman, the moment you lift up your hand and box a man, to me is fair game. If I take up my hand and punch my man in the eye and he does that back, how dare I say anything?
But he's got more strength.
Why did you hit him then? So the same logic that told you that he's got more strength is the same logic that should say, I should put my hands down here.
Yep, but that is going to go, in order for them to access that logic, they're going to have to control their emotions. And most modern women don't want to do that.
It's so hard to open. Like, it's almost impossible to get the damn can opener on the top of the freaking pickle can. But I have a solution for you. I realized this tool is a multi-tool, right? So instead of trying to do this or, you know, trying to get it around the lip, it's freaking impossible. It drives me nuts. But you see this? I had no idea that this was for pickle cans. Watch. You gotta get it just right. You have to just give it a minute, get it right on the lip, and it will come right off. You just any camera on the lip. Look. And then it's just so stupid. I pour them just into these because there's no way to get the top back on. So I just pour them back into these, and then it just makes it easier every time you open after that. So follow me for some more tips and tricks.
I'm a gallon and you're a pint. So what happens within pints is it's not that I'm too much. It's that when you pour everything you have into me, your capacity isn't there. So
Men been telling y'all about this lady, and I've been telling y'all about this lady, and for some reason, a lot of women still listen to her, and I think it's more or less because she makes you feel good about you. You don't have to change. You're not too much. You're not doing anything wrong. It's all his lack of ability to understand, his lack of ability to comprehend. You're so smart and so intelligent, and you have so much to offer, and he just doesn't appreciate it. How dare he ask what that is? How dare he question you? I mean, I guess this woman, in all of her knowledge and all of her years of experience, she must have an amazing relationship, right? No. She's in her 40s and she's alone. She's had failed relationship after failed relationship, and yet she's getting on every microphone that'll have her and telling y'all this very absurd logic. You want to see narcissistic? Listen to her. It's not the You Show. It is about two people in a relationship. And if you are continuously failing at relationships, you probably need to take a look in the mirror and self-evaluate, because there's always room for improvement. Even people in successful relationships have to self-evaluate and improve. And if anybody tells you otherwise, like this lady, they're leading you astray intentionally, because she knows her results and they're not phenomenal.
Okay, you're just overflowing. You just way too much for me, even me, anybody. You're too much for yourself. just stupidity. I mean, no accountability whatsoever. Don't change. Keep on doing what you're doing. Now, I understand in some instances, people will try to bring you down. They'll try to say some things about you, and then they'll influence you to turn off course. But then you come back sometimes years later and realize, wait a minute, they're doing the same thing that they told me not to do. So you do have to guard against that. But that's not going to be happening in every situation. That's why these modern women need critical thinking skills, so that when somebody tells them something, they can discern whether that person's just hating or whether that person is actually trying to help them. Is there a lesson in what they said?
This is for the men. We all do that thing you do where you see us coming, right? And then you turn around before we get to you so you can inconspicuously get the backside view as well. I see you, and I know you see me. And I low-key want to turn around and be like, gotcha. But I'm gonna let you have it, because it is a lot back there. But I know what y'all doing.
And you know you need the validation, and you want the validation, so it's not a problem.
This is an excellent comment. It says, why do men always talk for women when we repeatedly tell y'all what they like, yet you dipshits ignore that and come up with lies instead, so you won't change your behavior? The reason why is because females can think and say one thing, but be aroused and attracted to another. I mean, if you look at objective reality, what I am saying is true in my last video, that all the guys are dating the same girls and all the girls want the same guys, because females only want something that's better. So they can say, I like a nice guy, but that nice guy gets slapped by a guy in a convenience store, doesn't protect you, and you're like, that nice guy's a little bitch, I don't want him. Then you go for the bad boy, or etc. The point is that what you say and what you do are two different things, and it shows time and time again with society within itself.
A dude in the comments said, for example, black women make fun of my glasses. Black women make fun of my glasses, but have Malcolm X. but have Malcolm X mounted on their wall.
And just for the record, I'm not a girl's girl. I don't condone stupid shit just because we both girls. A lot of shit women be doing actually irritate the fuck out of me, because why do you act like that? Okay.
Okay, here are some of my theories why men don't approach women in public. Okay, number one, I think they have had a super horrible traumatic experience with like literally one woman. Like one woman really did them so dirty that traumatized them moving forward. Like they can't even move forward because they're still so hurt from the past one experience that they're moving from a place of hurt and not from like a healed perspective. 2, men have a very sensitive ego, and they rather protect that ego from it getting bruised just a little bit just simply by a rejection from a woman than to actually go and pursue something. Okay, and 3rd point, men have it way too easy now with all the dating apps and Instagram and sliding into someone's DMs. Like, why would they want to do that in public when they can just choose the easy way out and do it through social media behind a screen?
The guy in the comments says high risk, low reward, warped expectations, financial strain, comparison culture, and scared of being called a creep. None of these reasons are going to show up on the radar of a modern woman.
If a man ever fixed his mouth to ask me to make him a sandwich, this would probably be the one that I make. It's got some mayo, pepper jack, salami, onion, cucumber, tomato, lettuce, and some Italian dressing, salt and pepper. Because it's a classic, you know? Very much a classic. It's big and fucking delicious, so. It's all going down my gullet.
I told y'all black women were gonna be the demise of the fucking world, right? It seems like the more I'm on the internet, the more I see this shit. Somebody sent me a video of this black woman in the car with her child. And her child is getting in the car and she proceeds to act as if her child is taking off her pants and starts eating her out.
You said you're hungry? Okay, let's go get something to eat. Oh, what do you mean? Why you trying to take my pants off? Stop, babe, stop! I haven't even took a shower yet. What you mean you don't care if it's musty? Babe, you're freaking fake. Stop. What? Stop.
Is that your jit in the car?
Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's not even giving y'all doing this shit for views, for clout, for none of that shit. Y'all not doing this shit for money. Like, you bitches are really chemically fucking unbalanced. Like, that shit makes me sick to my fucking stomach. Y'all be thinking that shit cool to get monetized off of, to embarrass yourself off of, to like literally give up your fucking integrity and dignity over? Then to just ultimately fail that child. Bitch, you think just because you cute, that shit's cute? No. Your mama should have raised you better, and your daddy should have been in your life. Y'all be doing some lame ass shit that I don't respect.
It has to be rage bait. It really does. I refuse to believe it's anything else. This is a crime. This is clearly a crime. She's clearly playing. I get what you're saying. How are you using this to build an audience? Isn't anything sacred? No, not really. Not with these modern women. So anything that they need to do in order to get a following, in order to get clout, they're not above doing it.
Guys, what would you do if your old lady does not want to work, knowing y'all need the money for the bills? She just refuses to work and y'all been together 10 plus years. What would you do? Is it easy to walk away and find somebody who would work, or how do you handle that situation?
What's up with men? I don't know. I wanted to ask you, men don't come up and ask or talk to you anymore. There was this cute guy. He went to the bar at one point, so I was like, oh, let me go to the bar too. So I like saddled up next to him at the bar and kind of like gave like a look, and he looked right at me and then like looked away. I was like, okay, well, never mind. Like I was seeing something that apparently wasn't actually happening. And as we left, one of the other bachelorettes on this trip was like, oh my gosh, that guy kept looking at you. Did you guys talk? I was like, wait, what? You saw it too? I guess I could have said, hi, how are you? I don't know why I didn't. I guess I was like, I made that move. Meet me the other 75% of the way or whatever it is.
It is becoming like that. Like, I think that there's a shift in it. And honestly, women have to take more of the reins in a way. Maybe we should have a man on and ask him what that's like. Why don't they do that?
A dating expert. Is there a dating expert man that would like to come on this podcast? I can't remember many times of like I've been approached. And that has been like hard on my self-confidence because I've seen it happen to my friends. Specifically like these two friends that are like drop dead gorgeous, like fit all the beauty standards, like petite. Obviously I'm not like harping on them, but I'm always just like, why doesn't that happen to me? Am I like intimidating somehow? Am I putting off like a certain vibe? I like to be like, it's just my height, I guess. And I'm just too broad of shoulders for someone to approach me. But like, I've been approached by women. And so I wonder if it really is, it's almost switching these days. Of like, people are just changing.
I love it. Okay, so you don't need a male dating expert on your show, honey. You should just call me. I'll mosey on down and tell you what's going on. Okay, so here's what's happening. Guys, you tell me if I'm right. In the chat, go ahead. I want you to just tell me, by the way, give me your opinion. Why are you guys not approaching women? Let's hear. I want to see in the comments. I want to see in the chat. I'm going to tell you why I think you're not approaching women. First of all, you've had enough. You're tired of getting used and abused, right? So typically you used to approach women, get laughed at. Oh, women are wanting you to approach just so that they can get attention and validation about how good they look that night, get their free drink, and then they drop you like a hot potato, right? You get ghosted. Oh, can I have your number? Sure. Get your 2 free drinks, the girl, and then she's like, bye. And then you go to text her, either ghosted or you find out she gave you the wrong number. Don't you love that when that happens, when they give you the wrong number? And then you're writing something rando and they're like, oh, I'm not Amy. And you're like, wow, I just spent, all that money, spent 2 hours with this girl and now she's at the after party with somebody else and give me a fake number. Girls, you do it. You know it. They're tired of that. They're tired of now, especially with social media. It's blown up the whole game because you can see the girls laughing at you, making videos, gold diggers everywhere, talking about how, oh, you're so ugly. Oh, you don't have all these special. Oh, I went out with him, but he's only 5'8", so I didn't take him seriously. But I drank all his drinks and all his bottle service. Right? They see it. So here's the thing, ladies. Here's what I would tell you to do. First of all, you are going to need to take the lead a little bit because guys now are saying to themselves, I only want to spend my time and my money on women who are actually interested in me. They really are interested. So you got to show interest now. It's not enough to just stand there and look cute. You have to actually show interest. Decide what that means for you. Also, ladies, you have gotten increasingly promiscuous. You've gotten increasingly boss babish, right? You're prioritizing things guys don't care about. You're like, oh, I don't need a man all day long. What do you think guys are going to do eventually when you keep saying, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, I can do it. Okay, honey, do it yourself and I'll be over here just chilling. You don't need a man? Let's see how you do, right? That's where it's at right now. So when you keep telling guys you're useless, I don't appreciate you, you're not good enough, I don't need a man, eventually they say, you know what, screw you. Screw you. And that's what's going on now. And if you're a really, high quality woman and you...
I was just thinking, if a man remembers the color of your eyes after a first date, okay, it probably means you have small, but there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't care. I don't care anymore. I want the man who's gotten out of the rut. I want the man who has spent the time that I have realizing what the baggage is, working through why I have the baggage, learning how to adapt to carrying the baggage, or learn how to drop the fucking baggage at the motherfucking door, right?
Things men told me yesterday on one of my lives that women have said to them and asked them on first dates. But first, if you don't know me, my name is Robin. I talk about dating on TikTok. I'm not a dating coach or an expert. I just talk about it from my experience. So go ahead and follow me if you don't, and go ahead and like this message. Okay, so let's get to it. As an aside, if you watch me, you get to see someone who looks like Anne Hathaway and sounds like Katie Couric. Okay, now back to the original message. So men were saying on first dates, women have asked them their income. Women have literally said to them, how much money do you make? I can't even imagine that. Okay, another question is, what's your credit score? Women have asked men on a first date what their credit score is. And to top it all, women have asked men for rent payments, mortgage payments, and car payments on the first date. I can't even make this stuff up. It's crazy. Anyway, what is something someone has asked you on a first date that has guaranteed there will be no second date?
So y'all, I'm in here in fucking Applebee's, and this guy talking about he wanna come take me out and asking me to fucking pay for the bill. Like, what? I'm sorry, like, you bum ass fucking brokey. This is Applebee's. What the fuck do you mean you want me to pay for the fucking bill? I have to get up out of there and fucking walk out on that. Like, you got me fucked up, for real. Gonna pull up talking about he want me to pay for the fucking bill. Like, what the fuck I look like paying for the bill?
He in there now.
He in there right now, and I have to walk out on his ass. Yes, because what the fuck I look like paying for the fucking bill? This is Applebee's.
No, I go in there.
Nah, like, yeah, you need to come up in here and set this straight, because what?
That's crazy. I go in here. We go in here. What the fuck? What the nigga? What he look like?
Nah, he over here with a cap on, with a fitted cap on.
A cap on?
Yeah.
Ladies first. I'm going here and see what the hell you talking about there. I think what I'm trying to do. Where you sitting at? Where you at?
She's not gonna take you back, bro. She's not gonna take you back, bro. Go back home.
Okay, I just gotta say it. Everybody do not need to leave their husband, yo. Come on, ladies. Like, are we trying to create some type of singles army? Like, is it in our duty? Like, where is this written in our secret, like, book of duties that, like, I don't know, we have to, like, gather up all the women and save them from these marriages and these men that are doing them dirt? Okay, some people just going through stuff. Okay? Like, he's still a good man. She's still a good woman, and they just having a regular, like, miscommunication. I need you to stop projecting, like, your experiences on other people. Some people just going through stuff. And this is coming from a woman who left hers. And still, I'm telling you, not everybody need to leave theirs. Okay?
Right there. When are black women gonna recognize that if we want a good man, we might have to share a good man? I ain't nobody with that. But you already shared before. So many kids out here where we have a one man, he got 3 baby mamas, and he's still dealing with all 3 of them, and they all mad at each other. There's all this hostility, and instead of just coming together and saying, hey, we all dealing with the same man, let's just come together and work with it. And a lot of women will act like they're not open to it, but then they'll deal with a married man. A lot of women will act like they're not open to it, and it's true.
Talk your
It's women in sister circles.
If you enjoy my content, well, please follow, like, and subscribe for more.
And in some of these women, it even breeds competition, so they'll go after the man even harder. So, oh man, I really got to show him what I can do. No, you don't. You can leave him alone. There's plenty of other men that want you, but apparently they're not good enough for you.
So here's something else I learned about, like, the difference between men and women in the club from DJing at a club. So when you DJ at a club and you start to see people often, like if you DJ at the same club, you end up seeing the same people and you kind of learn their stories. Sometimes you chat with them. Sometimes you can just see what's happening. Because as a DJ, what you become an expert at reading people, because you got to read the crowd, and that's one of those like skills that transfers into other things. So what's interesting about a group of guys at a club and a group of girls at a club is, like, a group of guys will go to the club, right? And let's say one of those guys is having a really bad night and he doesn't want to stay at the club, and he sees his friend talking to somebody. He will do everything he can to manage that night and let his friend try to get with the girl or talk to the girl and just not ruin the good time. Even if it's like killing him to do it, he will suffer through it and just do what he has to do. Like, a man will walk home 20 miles before he will get in the way of one of his homies talking to a girl. However, when a woman is with her group of women at the club and that woman is having a bad day and she doesn't want to be at the club anymore, her group of friends can no longer have a good time. That's it. Everything has to stop. If you're talking to a guy, she grabs her, pulls her away. Everybody's fun time has to stop because she's not having a good day. And I know many of y'all might say, well, no, she's only pulling her friend away from that guy because her friend told her to. No, there is a very clear difference of when she's protecting her friend and when she just cannot handle somebody else having a good time. Because in the scenario I'm talking about, I've seen the friend who she grabbed snatch her arm away and look at her like, what are you doing? So that's one of the, from the standpoint of a club DJ, that is one of those things you see like often, that when a man is not having a good day, he's not going to ruin anybody's good time. But when a woman is not having a bad day, everybody's fun has to stop that she came with.
Woman in the comments said 100% facts. We went on a trip, and because she got no attention on our first night, she ruined the whole trip. I stay far away from women like that.